So today we are doing the helical gantry angle test. We're going to need a few pieces of 5 cm solid water, and I like to use the 30 by 30 pieces. That way I don't have to stack up multiple of the Tomotherapy pieces. So we're going to start by taping pieces of EBT3 film to the solid water. And once we have 2 pieces taped down to 2 different pieces of solid water, we can start to construct our phantom. And to do that, we're just going to take the piece of solid water and turn it up on its side. And then we're going to adjust it and the table to get the green laser pointing somewhere about in the center of the film, but it certainly does not have to be perfect. And then what we're going to do is take either a thumbtack or a fine point Sharpie like I'm using here and just mark the 4 cardinal positions on the laser. And we're also going to put an orientation mark in the top right corner of the film. Then we're going to take our second piece of solid water and we are going to place that in front of the first one. And then we're going to do the same thing. Take our thumbtack and or Sharpie and just mark the 4 places on the film. And of course add our orientation mark. And once we've done that, we are going to take our third piece of solid water and place that in the very front. And I like to take a big piece of tape and just put it across all 3 pieces of solid water just to hold them together a little bit. So I like to set the laser to the front of the centerpiece of solid water and then just shift 2.5 centimeters. So right like that, and then bam, 25mm shift should put our green laser right in the center of our phantom. So that's how I like to do it. Align it to the front and then shift 25mm. Outside at the operator station, we need to pull up the Synchrony Helical Gantry Angle Consistency Test and pull up just any procedure that hasn't been run yet. Back inside the room, we will main ready yes our machine. And back outside, we can turn the key to treat and push start. Kind of a lengthy procedure, 800 seconds. And once it's done, we're gonna run it again. So pull up just any other procedure that hasn't been run yet, head back inside the room, main ready yes, and back outside, turn the key and push start. We're running this twice. It's what's recommended to get a dark enough image on our films. Once all 1600 seconds of procedure have gone by, we can head back in and take apart our phantom. And we should get 2 films that look like this and hopefully look identical to each other. So you can see we have 3 beams on there. Should be 0, 120, and 240. Now we need to scan these films into RIT. So head on down to the film scanner and open that software up. In the software itself, we're going to scan the films and accept them. I make some mistakes here when I wasn't very careful with the file names I was using. So once we have our film in, we can use the Helical Gantry Angle tool. And I just selected the EBT2 as the calibration curve. And we're going to then capture our first film. Once we capture that one, we can scan in our second film. And you see now that I realized that I kind of messed up the name, so I kind of try and go through and fix that. I was debating whether or not to edit things and make it look very smooth or kind of leave in the small little fixes I had to do throughout. But seemingly anytime I'm working with these Tomo tests on RIT, there's always a lot of little corrections I have to do, and you'll see a few more of those in a bit. And so I decided to leave them in. I feel like that would be better. And so yeah, this is always an issue, finding too many or too few pinpricks. So you'll see that I have to use the pinprick tool. So what I'm doing now is I'm going in and I am identifying the 4 marks at 0, 90, 180, and 270 that I put, and then the orientation mark. And you just double click to mark the film. And I kind of like using the Sharpie because the mark it leaves on the film is so much smaller than the thumbtack. Once you've put your 5 pinprick marks on there, then you just need to save the film and open it back up. And since I had a pinprick number issue on both films, I need to open the original image up for the first film as well and do the same thing. So once I've fixed the pinpricks on both films, which I still haven't done. So I think what the issue is now is there's another couple things that I do. I noticed a little yellow dot on this film, and so I use the erase tool to take that out. But then I also think there was another issue where the orientation mark was outside of the box in the upper right corner, and so I think I might have to adjust the box size as well. Those are all things that you can try if you're having a pinprick number issue. But once we fix that, then everything works fine and we can see our table of results. If you'll notice though, those results are not meeting the TG148 tolerance. And I will talk more about that in hopefully an upcoming video.